From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 22nd, 2017. A young Israeli woman who was severely injured in a terror attack over 6 years ago died this morning. On March the 23rd of 2011, a bomb planted by a Palestinian terrorist exploded near Jerusalem's central bus station. A 59-year-old British tourist was killed in the attack and dozens were injured, including Hodaya Asulin, who was then 14 years old and has been in a coma since the attack, receiving around-the-clock care from medical staff and her family. Hodaya's condition began to deteriorate in recent days, and she passed away early this morning. The U.S. State Department said yesterday that contact with the Palestinian Authority has not been frozen. This in response to reports citing a number of Palestinian officials claiming they had shut down communication with the U.S. because permits to operate the PLO office in Washington had not been renewed. Yesterday, State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert told a press conference, "In our view, communications are not frozen." She said, "We are in contact with Palestinian officials about the status of that PLO office in Washington, as well as having conversations with them about our larger efforts on the part of a lasting and comprehensive peace process." As we reported to you yesterday, Palestinian Foreign Minister Riyad al-Malki told the AFP that the State Department had not renewed the permit because of remarks made by PA President Mahmoud Abbas threatening to take Israel to the International Criminal Court, something which the State Department said is not in compliance with U.S. policy. Nauert, in her comments yesterday, said the State Department and White House were in close consultation about those remarks. Israel this morning prevented tons of deadly explosive material from reaching Gaza. Israeli border security guards stopped a truck carrying motor oil that seemed suspicious. And thanks to a new chemistry lab at the Kerem Shalom crossing, they were able to identify that the oil was actually a dangerous substance used to help make explosives. Israel said today that it would not attend a prize ceremony for one of its scientific institutes being held by UNESCO. The United Nations Education, Science, and Culture Organization had announced this summer that it would award Israel's Volcani Institute for its contributions to the research of life sciences at a ceremony in Equatorial Guinea in 2 weeks. This is the first time that an Israeli institute is a recipient of this prize. But Israel's Minister of Education, Naftali Bennett, and Minister of Agriculture, Uri Ariel, together with the Prime Minister's office, said that the institute would not accept the prize in a demonstration of Israel's continued protest of UNESCO over its anti-Israel resolutions. Israel last month said it would withdraw its membership from UNESCO shortly after the U.S. announced the same decision over the body's anti-Israel bias. 4 students at Penn State University were charged this week with stealing a menorah from the home of the school's Chabad rabbi and leaving it damaged outside a traditionally Jewish fraternity. These students were caught on surveillance camera and are scheduled to appear in court on December the 20th. Co-director of Chabad at Penn, Rabbi Hershey Gurari, said, "In response to this act of ignorance, we have resolved to take steps to raise awareness of Jewish history and traditions to the broader campus community." School officials condemned the incident as well as several other recent hate attacks on campus and stated that they will not allow the university community to become a place where offensive words and behaviors take root. Artist and Holocaust survivor Samuel Bach opened a museum this week in his hometown of Vilnius, Lithuania, decades after he was sent as a child to the city's wartime ghetto. Bach, who now lives in the U.S., donated over 60 of his pieces, which are inspired by Jewish history, to the museum, which bears his name, at its official opening Monday. The museum was opened as the new branch of the Vilna Gaon State Jewish Museum in the city. Lithuania's cultural minister Liana Roikati Johnson said of Bach's presence once again in Vilnius, It is a testimony that the effort of annihilation does not triumph in the end. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, November the 22nd at 7 o'clock, it's From the Aleph Bet. At 7:30, Charles Jacobs of Americans for Peace and Tolerance talks about defending Israel. At 8 o'clock, NYU Rabbi Yehuda Sarna speaks with Jewish students on millennial perspectives. At 9, Mark Olive sits down with the CEO of Im Tirtzu, Matan Peleg, and board chair Douglas Altabef to talk about their organization's work as the leading Israeli organization seeking to educate Israelis influenced by the BDS movement. At 10 o'clock, novelists Dara Horn and Anna Solomon join Joshua Lambert to talk about the uses of history in American Jewish fiction, which is a JBS exclusive from the Center for Jewish History in New York. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 22nd, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.